Hey everyone, we should be live. Welcome back to another installment of Teatime Tales. Hope you're having a good Friday as we creep towards daylight savings time here in the States. Today we are going to be taking on an Eagle deck as voted by popular demand on my Twitter feed. If you're brand new here and you just stumbled upon this channel, hello. This is a channel where I test out experimental Lord of the Rings the card game decks. Ones that are kind of half, three-fourths baked. Not quite there, but I'm testing them out and refining them, and I throw them against a deck of my choice and see how it goes. As always, because this is Lord of the Rings the card game and streaming it, there will be mistakes along the way, so if you see it in the Twitch chat, feel free to call it out. That's always helpful, or you can call it out later. I always reserve the right to scoop if things are looking grim, because I try to record this in the space of about an hour during a lunch break, and so I try to get my full gaming's worth, which tends to be one of my life philosophies anyway. Squeeze as much gaming's worth out of any bit of free time you can get your hands on. I think that's about it. As I mentioned, every week I put up a poll on my Twitter account at TalesFTCards. Give 3 options where people can vote. This time around, people voted for Eagles by a very wide margin, and I think the reason why is because, probably for a similar reason why I thought of this idea in the first place, was that I usually don't run Eagles solo. I have run Eagles decks in the past, obviously, because they were one of the first deck types around coming out in the Mirkwood cycle, but I've usually always used them as part of a two-handed play or in multiplayer, just because of kind of how the sphere balance works out. Eagle cards tend to be expensive, so you tend to have to run, 2 or 3 tactics heroes to pay for them, and that doesn't always lend itself well to solo. But it's been a long time since I used Eagles at all, and so I decided that I'd see if the card pool has advanced to a point where it's more feasible. So what I've decided to run with is Hirgan is kind of the first hero I chose, which is the most obvious pick, I think. The biggest challenge with an Eagle deck is the cards tend to be expensive. As you can see, cards like Eagles of the Misty Mountains, Support of the Eagles, which are kind of the 2 key cards in here, are 4 and 3. And Hirgan reduces the costs of the allies, at least, after he quests successfully. When thinking of making an Eagles deck, I wanted to get the most out of Support of the Eagles, so preferably a tactics hero rather, with Redding is really what I wanted, and well, that's Boromir in a nutshell, even with the errata. So I've got Boromir here to take on Support of the Eagles. The other reason I like Boromir is because those who watch this often or follow my Tales from the Cards blog know that I'm always a big proponent of having backup plans on top of backup plans on top of backup plans. So my backup plan in this case is Gondorian Shield on Boromir. Because stuff tends to be expensive, even with Hirgan, it takes a while to get the cards out, and so you need cover. And Boromir with Gondorian Shield provides great cover, giving you that time to get set up. Finally, you can't do much without questing in this game, so I have this one spirit hero, Arwen, and I chose Arwen because she can give resources to herself. Otherwise, it would be hard to get out a quick stream of even, 2-cost allies. But with Arwen, she can, as long as she has something to discard, she can keep getting resources and getting out those 2-cost, 2 willpower spirit allies, which is the key to questing. So I think that's pretty much the basics of the deck. Card draw is basically Elven Light, and the Eagles are coming. And yeah, I think you'll see the rest as it goes along. Yeah, definitely still kind of a deck in the process of refining, so I'm interested to see how it goes. As far as what quests we're playing, we're going to do Nightmare. Let me flip that Nightmare card around. There we go. Nightmare, the 7th level. After doing Nightmare last week, I kind of had a craving to do some more Nightmare, which is a weird phrase to say. Um, and I decided to do this one because if you're relatively new to the game in the past couple years, you might have missed kind of one of the most common early jokes in the community was the fact that eagles could go into Moria. So during the Dwarven Elf cycle, well, it was half a joke, and on some people's part, it was very serious that they were sometimes upset that this game was too abstract and why are there eagles flying through Moria? I think at this point in the game's life, people have come to terms with that. And I don't know. I think I've been playing this game long enough that that stuff doesn't bother me. And the eagles are pretty flexible. I'm sure they can get in there. Nowadays, I think the kind of equivalent joke would be the ants on boats. So thanks for the people who are joining me in chat. Osderosmain, I believe, is my attempt at saying that screen name. Hi. Finbarfin, thanks. Yeah, Hirgon really changes the Eagle game for sure. If I was running at multiplayer, there's other options too. You could have Mablung to generate some resources, which would be nice. Unfortunately, Tactics Imrahil can't give himself the Eagle trait to play Eagles. That would be pretty bomb. But even with the abstract stuff I talked about, I'm not sure if we can justify a card that grants the Eagle trait. Well, I don't know. Gandalf was pretty good friends with the Eagles, so maybe there's like a Eagle friend card that we could get. Hey, Delaric and Chris, thanks for joining me. So we better get started. So we have the Book of Mazarbul, which is going to go on someone. I guess Hirgon is fine. The person can't attack, unfortunately. But I mean, if I didn't have it on him, usually in a normal quest, he wouldn't be attacking anyway because he'd be questing. And yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, I could put it on Arwen, but it's pretty much the same difference. That would just mean Hirgon's exhausted for questing. Shuffle the encounter deck. Encounter deck is shuffled thanks to Octagon. Reveal one encounter card per player. Let's see what we get. That is a Chieftain of the Pit. I'm going to put a little resource on him to remind me that he was revealed this round. That is a bad draw there. Because he has 5 attack for this round. I mean, yeah. So this was my opening hand. I haven't decided on a mulligan yet. Technically, I should have done the mulligan first, but I forgot. It has Eagles in the Misty Mountain in support of the Eagles, which are key cards and Faint, but it doesn't have any questing allies at all, which is and it doesn't have Gondorian Shield either. So I think I am probably going to mulligan this and hope for the best. Okay, that's a little better. I got the shield at least. I don't have any questing allies still, but hopefully that won't be too much of a problem. At least I got Elven Light at least, so the draw engine can go. All right, let's get started then. First round, Test of Will. Okay. Well, first things first, we're going to put a shield on Boromir. He's going to need to defeat this pit boss here. Actually, I shouldn't put a resource on the Chieftain of the Pit to mark that, because resources are actually a thing in this game, in this scenario. So let me just put a progress on him instead. And then I'll discard 1 to give Arwen a resource, put a progress on her, which I usually use to track that I've used the ability. And now I caught myself forgetting Boromir's errata, so now I've started using a progress on him as a reminder that he's used his redding in a phase already. And then I'll pay 1 to bring it back, since she doesn't have anything to play anyway. Support of the Eagles. Okay, so we're a little light on questing right now. Not going to put Red Arrow out, because ideally I'm going to, if I save this resource, I should have enough to put out the Eagles of the Misty Mountains next round. That's kind of a key card that I want to get out early, because basically you want to get it out in that order, so when the squishier, cheaper eagles die, they'll go under the eagles of the Misty Mountain and bump him up. In a testing run of this quest, I actually got him up to about 7 attack and defense, which was pretty sweet. So let's see what eagles we get. We might as well use this. A single eagle. Okay. Not that exciting, but it's something. We might as well put double back out in the staging area. Okay. Let's see. So we're up against 2. I mean, the most we can really send is 5. Not gonna make much progress, but oh, I forgot he doesn't exhaust because the book. So 5 to 2, that's fine. I'm not gonna be able to kill this guy really. Oh, I forgot he's an 8 attack. Ugh, this is rough. Yeah, this if a shadow effect boosts him, this might be an early scoop for me. For some reason, I was thinking he was 2 plus 3 to 5, but he's actually 5 up to 8. Ooh boy, I probably should have kept that faint hand then. Oh well, let's see what we get. Goblin tunnels. So that's 1 progress on the main quest. While it's in the staging area, with 7 quest points, I'm kind of inclined just to leave it in the staging area. I'm not too concerned about progress right now. Okay, let's see if Boromir survives the hit. He does. So 8 to 4 is 4 damage. Well, that really puts a cramp in things early on. I will ready Boromir just to put some damage on this dude. 1 damage. But it might matter later. Okay. Well, I'll take this progress off of him. He is going to be 5 attack, which is still... Yeah. This might be a scoop, depending on what happens next round. Let's see. Okay, and let's go. Remove our various progress tokens. Okay. Well, let's discard this, get a resource, pay the resource to get a card. An Elven Light back. Arwen has used her ability. So we got a quester out, but I'm not too bothered about questing right now. I'm more upset about this guy. How do I want to play this here? I don't have enough to get out 2 allies. So whoever I get out is going to have to chump this fool. I don't really want to chump an eagles, so I might just have to put out a vassal. Yeah, that's a shame. Okay, I'm gonna play through these next 2 turns a little bit quickly so that I can scoop if I need to, which it looks like it's going in that direction. 5 to 2. We do get a goblin out, which is gonna remove a progress. Oh, and now I'm going for this one, by the way. Should have declared it early, but... so that's 2 progress. This guy's going to come down. Yeah, this might be all she wrote at this point. Well, he'll defend this one. Eagle's dead. Shame that can't go under a Misty Mountain Eagle. Boromir will have to defend this goblin. Add 1 resource to it. which at the moment doesn't matter, unless I'm forgetting something. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Boomir survives. Ready him. I'll kill the smaller goblin, just because I'm not going to make much of a dent to the chieftain. And on we go. Okay, let's pull some eagles. Hopefully get some options here. Ooh boy, we got a lot of eagles. Descendant of Thorndor is pretty great with Hirgon. Because basically what you can do is you're playing the Descendant after an enemy has popped up out into the staging area during questing. So that lets you ping something that just appeared. Okay. Still no questers, so let's discard that. I'm just saving time here by not putting the resource and whatnot. Used Arwen's ability. Drew a card, which is another Elven Light. Thankfully, there hasn't been any really high threat stuff to give me trouble. Okay. So this turn, I should actually be able to put out both a Vassal and then also a not a Descendant, sorry, an Eagles of the Misty Mountain. So I should be able to finish off this guy if no other enemies appear, which is a whole nother issue. Okay, let's go. Same thing, 5 to 2. I'm not sure if I've been exhausting Hirgon by accident, but it's not really an issue so far. It doesn't matter since he can attack. He could defend it, but he would die. Okay, we get... I'm going for this one again. Okay, that's this thing, which I am going to... Test of Will, because I freaking hate that card. Watchful Eyes is canceled. I have to double check, make sure. Yep, it can be canceled. Okay, bye, Mr. Trench. Have a good rest of your day. Okay, oh, I forgot to discard this. So that is just to say 5 to 2. So 1, 2, 3. This is going to lower my threat by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double back is in there mostly just to compensate for Boromir threat raising. It actually doesn't serve a purpose beyond that. I resisted my love of the Rider of Rohan just because he's a bit expensive for this particular deck. So I'm going to use Hirgon's ability for the first time and get an Eagles of the Misty Mountain in. I could raise my threat to make him stronger. Let's see, he is going to be a 3 when the Vassal dies. That's probably good enough. So I'm not going to raise my threat. I got very fortunate this round that no other enemies showed up. So let's get rid of the Vassal. Okay, no Shadow. Vassal dies. Goes under the Eagles of the Misty Mountain. If you needed a refresher, after another Eagle character leaves play, they get face down under the Eagles of the Misty Mountains. And then each face down attachment under the Eagles of the Misty Mountains gives him +1 attack and +1 defense. Okay, so that being said, 3 and 6 combined are enough to finally kill this chieftain. Whew, chieftain is making me look bad on my own stream, but he is finally toast. And now I can move to the next round. Okay, hopefully we can make some momentum. Okay, same thing, discard, which would give her a resource, pay that resource immediately to draw. And that is her, that is her ability use. I think I'm going to put out a Steward of Orthanc at this point. I'm not too concerned again about questing fast. I actually want to take my time because once you get to quest stage 2, the Nightmare version adds these new wrinkles: the Chamber of Records and the Overseer, who is quite a tough enemy. And unfortunately, now that Boromir has taken so much damage, he's not as able to be a strong defender, which would be my usual plan. Okay. 2 resources. Can't really do much with that at the moment, so I'll save my money. We're against 2. I'll send 3 and 5 and 7. Going against the main quest now, obviously. Okay, Doomed 1. Add 1 resource to each goblin. There are none. Hornblower. Ugh, this is the double surge. This is rough. Okay, so reveal 1 card. And then it also surges. Oh, jeez. Reveal the top X cards of the encounter deck, adding all enemies. X is 2 plus the number of players not engaged with the goblin, so 3. 1, 2, 3. Adding all enemies. Oh, okay, this might be the scoop moment. Which, yeah, these 2 are coming down at least. Eek. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to scoop this one, guys. I don't see this going well with... I mean, I could defend these both, but I can't. I mean, I could kill one with Boromir. This guy's going to stick there. Okay. Well, let me just play it out a little bit and see how it goes. I don't want to deprive myself of the chance of having a epic victory after all this adversity, but it might very well go that way. So let's defend the skirmisher with the eagles. Each goblin enemy gets +1 attack for each resource. No one should have any... let me double check because of this archer whether these were revealed or added. I believe they were added. Reveal the top cards. Adding all enemies. Yeah, so they're added, so I don't think the goblin archer's damage for each enemy is revealed. Well, they were revealed and then added, right? Reveal the top X cards of the encounter deck, adding all enemies. I guess technically they're revealed. I'll just play it that they were revealed. So I'll deal damage to the steward and Arwen, because why not? So I'm defending this with this. +3, 7. Okay, so the eagle is going to be dead now. Okay, so I am scooping at this point, because no, that's not going to happen. Let's try it again. Let's try it one more time and see if I can have some better luck. That was a case of some bad initial draws, which is, I mean, this is nightmare mode, so you gotta expect that. Let's pull up Nightmare. Oh, I did not say the name of this deck, which you can find on RingsDB, which is Fly Like an Eagle. Could not think of any clever puns this time around, so you'll have to make do with that. Just go with a song title instead. There's no shield, but this one does have some questing allies and a feint and a winged guardian, which is pretty nice, so I think I'm going to keep it. Even though I usually really try to get that shield. Okay, we are going to advance to the quest stage, which has us reveal 1 encounter card. Goblin Tunnels seems to be a popular choice, but I'll definitely take it over a chieftain any day. Okay. So we have some options here. I could discard a card to get out an ally early, but I don't think I'm going to because I like the cards in my hand and don't really want to get rid of them. So I think what I'm going to do is just wait for Hirgon to let me play Wingardium for free, hopefully. Not for free, one cost. And then I should have one for Feint as well. And if I don't quest successfully and I can't trigger Hirgon, then worst case I do have Feint. So I should be covered. So we're not going to play anything. Let's try that. Let's try that winning strategy. Okay. Watchful Eye. He's not exhausted, actually. So Watchful Eyes. I don't have a Test of Will this time, so I'll put it on Hirgon. One of the nice things about Book of Mazerbull is that it lets you avoid this at least for a while. This one is, if you don't remember what Watchful Eyes does, if the attached hero is exhausted at the end of the combat phase, you have to reveal one card from the counter deck, which hurts. So, let's go ahead and put 3 progress. I think we'll leave this one still. Its quest points are way higher than its threat, and I don't have the questing power yet to be confident of getting through it quickly, and I don't want to get location locked. So we will trigger Hirgon's ability to play a single Wingardium. No reason to boost his defense, so we'll move on to the next round. Better start, but I'm not resting in my laurels quite yet. Let's play the Handmaiden just to drop our threat down a little bit. And we should be able to get out the Eagles this turn. Although depending on what's drawn, if there's a really nasty enemy, then maybe we might need to save for a Feint. But it's the really nice thing about Hirgon's abilities that lets you make that decision after staging and you know what you're facing. So let's send the 5 and the 7 just to make sure we can activate that Hirgon ability. Okay, we got a Swordsman. That's going to trigger Goblin Tunnels, remove a progress, which is fine. I want to take my time here. And then I'm going to make 4 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trigger Hirgon. And I don't think I need to waste the Feint on that guy. Famous last words. So let's put out the Eagles of the Misty Mountains. And I don't know if I quite want to sacrifice my Wingardium yet. So instead I'll raise my threat by 1 so that the Eagle can defend against Goblin Swordsman. Okay, we'll bring down the Swordsman. This guy will defend for 3. Other Watchful Eyes is gone, which is good, and Boromir can finish the job. Next round. Okay. We have some Aether Swordsman. One potential issue with this deck is if you don't get Elven Light out early, card draw can really stall. You do have the Eagles are coming, but that can only do so much. And again, I'm in a situation where I don't really want to discard the other cards in my hand to play these, so I'll just bide my time. I'm not really hurting for questing yet. And we'll just wait to see what happens if I need to put out this Wingardium or Feint. 3, 5. Let's see, worst case scenario, I won't quest out, so let's just go with 7. Deep Mines. That's 3 progress. 1, 2, 3. This is a nightmare card that when a goblin enemy enters play, add 1 resource to that enemy if Deep Mines is in the staging area, and the resources on goblin enemies do various things in the quest. We saw before that basically there was 1 I think we've seen so far that gives each goblin +1 attack. I think it's either if they have a resource or for each resource, something like that. Hopefully we won't see too many of those, but we are going to travel to that. It'll be nice to have a progress soak which by that I mean because I don't want to advance too quickly to the next stage. This will soak up some of the progress I'm making. Delaric is asking why not use Elrond's Council. The reason why is because, as mentioned, I don't want to put too much progress and accidentally advance and face the big boss before I'm ready. And also, sometimes I like keeping it in hand. Is when you like fall short of one willpower, then it's a good one to have. I think I am going to trigger one to put out a Wing Guardian. Hirgon, don't need to boost it. Don't think I'm forgetting anything, so we move to the next round. Okay, I can put out an Aether Swords. Yeah, I guess so. The only reason I'm hesitating there is because I know there's a treachery in here that deals X damage to one ally, depending, I think it's the total number of allies you have. But then I realize the difference between 4 and 5 is not much at that point. Like, anything is dying, so it doesn't really matter if I hold one back. So this is tricky where I want to quest a decent amount, but not so that I can clear deep mines so I don't get location locked. But I don't want to quest too much. Let's see, let's do some numbers here. 7 to 2. Kind of the average I usually assume is like 3 and threat. So let's say I reveal the 3 threat location and make 2 progress. Worst case I make, yeah, that won't even clear. So let's send this guy to, so I don't think I'll clear it anyway. 5, 7, 9 to 2. Okay, we do get a Western Hall. Ouch. 6. This is a case where I could 3, 5, 7, 9. Just doing some math here. Yeah, I could double tap Elrond's Council. I still wouldn't clear through though. So maybe I'll save those for next turn. Either way, I'm not sure how much it's gonna matter, but okay, so that's 3 progress here. Maybe I'll use 1 this turn and 1 the next turn. Yeah, let's call it that. 1, 2, 3, lower my threat. I will trigger Hirgon again to get another Eagles of the Misty Mountain. Can't travel, can't do anything. Doesn't look like I'm missing any triggers here. So we'll move to the next round. Ooh, Descendant of Thorndor. Let's see, I can muster 9 right now. But I don't want to get location locked. But all the rest of my cards are pretty good. I do have Eagles to quest with. Don't forget, and I'm telling myself this too, that the Eagles of the Misty Mountains have 2 willpower themselves. They can contribute, so they're not just fighting, which is a good amount of willpower in tactics. Delork saying at least the enemies aren't swarming. Yeah, that's kind of the big difference between this game and last game. It's a much different dance. This is the dance of trying not to advance before I'm ready. So let's call it 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 to 6. Ooh. Boy, am I glad I committed that extra willpower there. So that's 1. And then I'll trigger this to put the last one. Lower my threat by some more. This guy's gone. Definitely gonna travel to 1. The travel cast is add 1 resource to each goblin enemy in play. But I think because of the way it's worded, it's not one of the ones where you have to satisfy the cost to travel there. I think it's add one to each goblin. If it had said like we'll add one resource to a goblin in play, then that would have been a cost that if I couldn't satisfy, I couldn't travel there. You can let me know if my interpretation is wrong, but that's how I'm reading it. Okay, Kirgon can't play anything, so let's just move to the next round. Ooh, Elf Friend is nice. This is a card that I just have one copy of because it's actually not part of my big strategy to give R1 resources to these guys, because that's Hirgon's job, and her job is to pay for her own allies. But I did include one copy because it's nice to have that flexibility. But in case you look at the deck list later and wonder why I only have one copy, that's why. So let's play the other swordsman just in case, because we are dealing with some serious threat in the staging area. Yeah, I think that's about it. We should be able to get out of Thorndor Descendant if we really want to. So we're up against 6. We have 4 to chew through. We're going to send 5, 7, 10, 13 at least. Okay. Should I send more than that? I don't... I want to say no. See, worst case scenario, nothing appears, and I put... That would be 7. That would be 3 on the stage. Let's ride. Let's let it ride. Okay, doomed, but there's no goblins in play still. Upper Hall. Doom 2. 4 is exactly what I need. We're going to travel to the other Western Hall. Still no goblins in play. Move to the next round. This is probably the least enemy heavy run I've ever had of this quest. Which sounds good in theory, but the issue is now I'm concerned that the bottom half of this encounter deck, let's see how much is left. 30. There's still quite a bit, but that is probably just like a whole bed of goblins just swarming under there. I forgot to play the Descendant last turn, but it doesn't really matter because I don't have anything else to play, and I'll just play him this turn. Plus, I kind of was wanting to save him until an enemy appears, especially in this quest. There's some 2 hit point goblins that the Descendant of Thorndor just eats for breakfast. So we're going up against 5. We'll send 5, 8... 7, 9, 12, 5, 7, 10, 13. I can do math, I swear. Okay. Same thing, more doomed. Which is not great for a Boromir deck when I've already used 2 of my Elrond's councils. There's a goblin. 1, 2, 3. He is going to get 2 resources automatically. When a goblin appears, that removes a progress. And each goblin with the resource, so he's actually going to go up to 5. Eef. Yeah, so 5. Am I reading that right? Yeah. So 5, 8, 10. So I'm only going to make 3. I mean, that's okay because he's coming down anyway, so at least it's not threat that's staying there. Should I trigger the Thorndor at this moment? Kind of really want to save it for one of those 2 hit point enemies, so I'm not going to do it. I don't think I need the extra damage. So there's nothing boosting his attack, I think. So let's defend with the eagle. Let's see if he gets boosted to 5, he'll still survive. Okay. I know there's a shadow that boosts goblins by +3 because I think we saw it last game. So 2 to 2, no damage. We'll send Boromir. We'll send not him. We'll send 5 to 1, which is 4 damage, which is what we need. Okay, moving on. Yeah, sure, there's really no reason not to get some more willpower and threat reduction out there. No reason to play Elfriend, because these guys are just swamped in resources right now with the card draw kind of stalling. Thankfully, the encounter deck has stalled a little bit too. So we'll send 5. We'll send 7 and 10 and 13. Hopefully that's not too much. Ooh, hello, nasty. 1, 2, 3, 4. He doesn't count as a goblin. So that's just going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can travel to the upper hall now. This guy's going to come down. For each point of combat damage dealt in access, I have to damage another character I control. Yeah, but we don't want to do that. Okay. Before we do any of that, I forgot to make my decision about Thorndor. Let's do some math. 3, 5, 7. Definitely not enough to kill him. With Thorndor, I can do 2 and have more attack ready. Yep, so I think now's the time to play him. 1, 2, 3. For Descendant, he is going to do 2 damage to the troll. Now let's see if I have enough. 3, 5, 7, 9 to 4 is 5 damage. That's enough. Okay. So I don't need to boost his attack. This is going to be a moment where I faint. I'm not using this Winged Guardian and sacrificing him to put him under an eagle because basically this Cave Troll's ability, which is going to deal that excess damage out. So chumping in that way is not ideal. That would be 5 damage spread out. So he's not going to attack, so I'll just do 3, 5, 7, 9 for a total of 5 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is dead. I get my victory points. Whenever I see those now, because I play Arkham, so I forgot I needed to travel here. Because I play Arkham so much, it makes me happy that I'm getting XP, but I'm not. I'd still love to see a campaign mode in this game. Next round. Spare Hood. Okay. That is gives me some options here. Let's go ahead and put that on someone who's probably probably on one of the extra handmaidens, so she can get an extra ready out of Boromir. Definitely love the Spare Hood and Cloak in the new world of Boromir Errata. Yeah, that's about all I got. My deck is running dry here. The Elven Knights aren't in here, I promise, because you saw them last game. Okay, we got to be a little bit careful here. Although, if he does come out, I have some options. He will get 2 automatic resources just for engaging me. So he's going to be a 5 attack, 5 defense. Eesh. I really would like to have support of the Eagles and a vassal out. Well, let's go 5, 8 to 2. Guess I'll send 11 to 2. That might be too much. And I take that back. Let's send 10 to 2. Worst case scenario, I would quest out, but I think I can survive for a little bit. Famous last words. Okay, so this is a Deep Mines. That's 6 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely gonna travel here. So its ability doesn't trigger. That's about it. I would probably progress sooner, but with my card draw stalling no Elven Light, it makes me a bit less confident. And like I said, I really want that support of the Eagles and Vassal. Next round, there's support of the Eagles. I will immediately play that on Boromir. Like, Boromir is chomping at the bit. He's doing the whole Bilbo routine from Fellowship, reaching out and saying, "Mine!" Okay. Support of the Eagles is out on Boromir. And let's see what we can do here. Just doing some calculations here for a moment. Could play the Handmaiden now, but at this point I'm just gonna save it as a card in hand that I can feed to Arwen or something. I don't think I really need that extra willpower. Let's send 5, 8, and 11. We might progress this turn, but there's only so much I can do against that. Goblin Skirmisher. That's going to remove 1 progress due to Goblin Tunnels. This doesn't trigger. So that's 7. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Still living on the edge here. Skirmisher will come down. Think I'll defend him with a Winged Guardian. Spearman comes here. I'll pay 1 to keep the defender around for now, at least, just to give me some options for when the boss appears. Activate support of the Eagles to give Boromir 5 attack. 7. So, I mean, he could have done it himself, but why not do it overboard? Let's see, he was added, not revealed yet, so that does Goblin Tunnels doesn't trigger on him. Oh, there's a shield. I'll play that. Extra defense is good. Okay, we're up against 4. Let's do 5. Just do 8 to 4. We're probably going to progress this round. 1, 2. That's Deep Mines. This is revealed. No, he was already there. Sorry. That's 2 progress. Yep, and we're gonna advance. Remove Book of Marzerbull from the game. This doesn't trigger yet. Chamber of Records becomes the active location, which each goblin enemy with at least 1 resource is immune, so no fainting. And when a goblin enemy engages, add 2 resources. We're also going to put the big boss, Overseer Marul, in play. He has 20 engagement costs, so he's going to come down. He gets plus X to all his stats, where X is the highest number of resources. That's going to be 2 once he engages, thanks to the Chamber of Records. I have to defeat him to win the game. I also have to shuffle all copies of Balin's Doom back into the encounter deck, which is going to make them since the encounter deck is getting thin, it's going to make it really easy to draw those and get more resources on the various enemies, unfortunately. So I got to keep that in mind. Okay. These two are going to come down. They're both going to get 2 resources due to this, which means both of them are immune to events for now. There's nothing else. Let's see. When a goblin enemy enters play, let's see. Because that was there, then I think Overseer is going to have an extra resource, actually. Goody. That sucks. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, he entered play, even though he was added. Okay, let's see what we get. Let us go ahead and activate support of the Eagles, target Wing Guardian. So Boromir is going to defend for 8. This guy's swinging for 6. Okay. Ready, Boromir. Do I want to start pumping up the Eagles at this point? It would be nice to get some extra attack. So maybe I'll sacrifice at least 1. If attacking enemy is a goblin, add 1 resource to it. Okay. So he defends, but I'm going to let him go away. I won't pay a tactics resource. I'll put him under here. Again, the reason why is just to pump up the Eagles of the Misty Mountain a little bit. Because I need to get through a lot of defense here. Okay, so that does it. Sorry, I'm slowing my play down here a little bit just because there's all these different triggers going on now. I'm trying to make sure that I don't mess up and miss some of these key triggers here. But I don't think I have. Okay, so let's see what we got here. I want to kill this guy just so I don't have to bother. But that also takes away some of my attack power. Ooh, I do have an Aether Swordsman ready. Yeah. I think I'm going to kill him just because stuff happens with these resources. The most annoying enemy in this quest is one that basically each time you attack a goblin enemy with a resource, then the damage gets canceled and you have to discard a resource. It is a pain to chew through. So you kind of want to kill what you can when you can, if that makes any sense at all. So 3 and 4 is enough to kill him. Method to my madness, I'll use Spearhead and Cloak to ready Boromir to get around the errata restriction. Now let's see what numbers we can put up. 3, 6, 8, 10. Not great, but it's something. 10 to 6 is just 4 damage. Wow. It's going to take a while to chew through this guy. Yeah. Yeah, Delaric is really tough. He's a really, because of those resources especially. Still no Elven Light. If I could get a Vassal out too, because a Vassal would be 3, and also potentially Boromir could use that attack. Okay, let's hope for a good draw next turn, everyone. Okay, Descendant. That's some more. It's some more attack at least. I might just want to play him straight up. The problem here now is now that Book of Mazarbul is gone, Hirgan has to exhaust the quest. I actually should have probably put this on Arwen and just assume that she's not going to quest later, so that Hirgan could use his ability. I I mean, it's not like I'm churning out cards here, so I might just play it straight. Although it's so tempting to play it after the quest phase to put damage on something. But do I really want another encounter card at this point? I don't think so. It's probably not worth the risk. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another Descendant. I don't get to target anything, sadly. We're up against 4. We do really want to get this out of there. Just so that it doesn't keep triggering that, giving resources to goblins. So let's send 3, 5, 8, 11, and 13. And hope that's enough. More goblin tunnels. That is for 7. Oof, just one short. Alright, well at least I'm all alone with this guy. I could defend with Boromir, but I'm kind of tempted to just feed the Winged Guardian to him at this point, which is what I'm going to do. So that's... okay. That's 6 attack. Winged Guardian is dead. Feeding him to... And now I'm giving it to because you have the choice that I could put it on the other eagle. The reason I'm giving it to just one is because then Boromir gets that extra attack too. So I'm going to trigger Support of the Eagles, give it, target this one. So Boromir is attacking for 7. This is attacking for 4. That's 11, 13, 15, 17. Let's see if that's enough. 17 minus 6 is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's it. He's dead. Haven't won the quest yet, but I got rid of the big baddie at least. So that was a good example of kind of the finest that this deck can offer, which is Pumped Up Eagles, the Misty Mountain, Support of the Eagles. Let's go. I got some threat to chew through here in the staging area now. I got some form of card draw at least. But not a single eagle. Wow. I mean, I got half of them on the table already, but still. Let's get out the Handmaiden now, because I think we do need questing. Our goal now will just be to... Oh, I forgot to trigger something. I forgot to trigger... At the end of the staging step, reveal the top X cards of the encounter deck. Adding all enemies to the staging area. Ugh, I hate when I do that. Well, the best I can do, short of... I mean, I could technically rewind things and go back and see. Okay, so let's rewind. What were these cards discarded for? This was the shadow effect for Overseer, so this would have been the next card. Which would have done what? Goblin Channels would have triggered, but there was no threat yet. I mean, no progress. That would have been 2 less progress here. Which sucks. He can't optionally engage. Yeah, so that's where we're at now. Okay, that wasn't too hard a retcon. We do have to see what the other shadow would have been, though. So let's see. That's that. Which I'm glad to see that it goes a shadow. So that would have been the shadow for the Overseer. Okay. Mistake managed. Just like instead of mischief managed in Harry Potter, I think the motto for playing and streaming this game should be mistake managed. Okay, 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 15. I'm kind of tempted to throw another eagle on there just in case. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that's 17 to 8. We get... Ooh, add 1 resource to each goblin in play, doomed 1. Let's see, what does that affect right now? Nothing, I think. Just means he's immune to player events. Okay. Ooh, Chieftain. Put my marker on him to remember he's 8. Yeah, Telerector, managing your mistakes is definitely one of the skills you hone as a seasoned player. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's remember all our triggers. Each of these is going to trigger, so that's... but there's no progress on the quest card yet. This guy is going to get a resource for entering play. Yeah, I think that's everything. So let's make 7 progress. Oh, I forgot the archer. After an enemy is revealed, deal 1 damage to a character I control. Let's put it on a descendant, because I think I might sacrifice one soon. That's okay, 7. 1, 2, 3. Oh, let's not forget. I almost forgot it again. 1. I still have to trigger this at the end of the staging step thing. Okay, that's not an enemy. Okay, now let's do it. Now you can see why mistakes are made when there. How many triggers did I have to examine there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This goes away finally. I think I might actually leave these, even though this kind of sucks, but I just want to leave myself clear to try to quest out. So the Chieftain of the Pit's going to come down. I think what I'm going to do here actually is sacrifice a Descendant of Thorndor, which will go away and allow me to kill the Goblin Archer. That's a fun little trick with this deck as well. Yep, nothing. Descendant is dead. 2 damage on whoever I want in the staging area, which is this guy. He's not immune, he's just can't be optionally engaged. So the Goblin Archer is dead. And now I'm free to pump up Boromir to 7. And 11. Minus 2 is 9. So he's very, very dead. Next round. Okay. Sure, I can just pay that 2 with Arwen and 1 with Hirgon. Steward. And let's see if we can quest out of this thing. 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. 19 against 2, 4, 6. And I could throw on Hirgon, but I'll just play it a little bit safe. Okay, Goblin Spearman, that's 2. These are both going to trigger, so that's minus 2 progress. 1, 2, which... no damage because there's no more Archer. This guy is going to get a resource, which doesn't matter too much right now, so that's 11 progress. Don't forget the trigger, Ian. Reveal top X cards. It's not an enemy, so it doesn't get revealed or added. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost there. Should be able to win next turn, hopefully. I'll keep these guys there. Let's just pump up Boromir to ungodly levels. Which would be 8. Yeah, because this is 4 defense. Spearman gets added, that's fine. This guy will attack for 4 and kill it all by himself. Next round. Let's see if we can finish this thing. Now that is classic Lord of the Rings, the card game. The card you're looking for showing up at the very end when it's already decided. Well, fine, I guess I'll use you. Ooh. I will play Landreval just 'cause. Up against 8. Let's do this thing. 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. Just gonna send here gone at this point. 21, because hopefully that'll be good enough. But so that this won't matter. Okay. It's gonna remove 2 progress. 1, 2. It's gonna be a resource on the archer from Deep Mines. End of the staging step. Let's reveal a card. It is an enemy, so it'll have to stay there. Gets a resource. This is revealed, so that's gonna remove 2 more progress. I hate the wording on these cards. Probably intentional. Okay, what are we against? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The skirmisher also deals damage from the archer, which I'll go ahead and put on the descendant again. I lost my count now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So that's a 9 progress. I think I'm still okay. That takes us to 18. Oop. And the game is won. All right, thanks for joining me. Second game obviously went quite a bit better than the first game. Let's see, main takeaways. I'm not sure if the first game was really the fault of the deck so much as just bad draws. Drawing an 8 attack enemy on the first turn would take out a lot of decks. I do think I got a pretty favorable run on the second one with so many locations and not a lot of enemies. If I got the smaller goblins, I think I still would have been okay. I mean, there were a ton of turns where Boromir just did nothing. If I got some of the stronger enemies, it might have been an issue. But I think you got the general point of the deck. It's definitely a fun solo deck to play. I think solo eagles, one thing is for sure, after testing this a bit, is solo eagles are definitely a thing. And they work. I think this deck works quite well. Any things I would change? I really thought about including weapons so I could get full hammer for more draw, but there's just not enough space in the deck. So any ways to include more draw would be nice. I did have the steward on the board, which I probably forgot at various points that I could have triggered that to draw more, but I think by that point he was on the board that I was already pretty much set up. So that's one of the reasons I did add the steward. He wasn't in the earlier builds, is because I wanted some more card draw. Other than that, yeah, I mean, you can head over to the deck list, Fly Like an Eagle on Rings DB, give it a like if you're so inclined, or give me some suggestions on things you think could be tightened up to make it even better as a solo deck. I kind of wish I had streamed one of my test runs of this quest in this deck yesterday, which was pretty epic. Just share the quick story, which is all looked lost when I was engaged with 4 enemies. And basically a shadow effect showed up that would have raised the attack enough to defeat Boromir. So at that point, I triggered Boromir's discard action and wiped out 3 of the 4 enemies because they had 2 health. Of course, that did mean that the attack was now offended, which wiped out Hirgon, which left Arwen as the sole hero. But I was at least at the point that I had enough allies to barely crawl over the finish line and win. So yeah, anyway, go check it out. Feel free to share with me any attempts at a solo eagle deck that you've tried. Until then, check out my blog, talesfromthecards.wordpress.com. Follow me at TailsFTCards on Twitter so you can vote on my next deck. What else? Find my Facebook page and give that a like for constant updates as well. Oh, and one exciting thing is I am almost wrapping up the newest first stage scenario, The Fall of Nargothrond. That should be out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So those of you who play first stage, first off, thank you. And second off, you can look forward to, it's been a long time since I put one out. Stuff happens. But that should be coming out very soon. And I'm excited for that one because that features the first appearance of Glaurung, the dragon. And he's pretty epic, if I do say so myself. So until next time, have a good weekend. And I'll see you next time on Teatime Tales.